Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to season 2, episode 3 of Pointless Stories with Kash and FS. We were at Max Kibo and the Big Move 2006. This one, we want to start with the 5-year plan a little bit more because we're like communist China and pre-industrialization India. We're trying to figure out, what to do with our lives first. तो आगाज़ करते हैं जी, आप बताओ कि क्या करना है.
यार पहली बात तो मैं कहना चाहता हूँ कि you literally stole my thought. I don't know how that is happening because I was gonna start by saying how five-year plans just like Soviet Russia. That's what I was going to say. That's literally what you said, man. Like just almost the same exact thing. That on the surface you would think that we shouldn't go that route because both those countries adopted 5-year plans.
हाँ यार, मगर एक हाँ मतलब एक कॉमनैलिटी जो है उसमें कि जो पहले 2-3 5-year प्लान्स वो काफ़ी अच्छे गुजरे. उसकी बाद यार जो 5-year प्लान्स बने थे वो उसकी बाद तो मुल्क की बर्बादी हो गई भाई ऐसे. और हम अपने ज़िंदगी में ये अब 6th और 7th वाला 5-year प्लान है तो काफ़ी सोच समझ कर करना तो ज़रूर है भाई.
ओके यार, मतलब सही बात की आपने. हमारा तो 6th 5-year प्लान हो जाएगा ये ना. तो हाँ सही बात की आपने यार कि पहले तो on the surface you would be tempted to reject 5-year plans in general.
Yeah.
Because the countries that did it were like Soviet Russia eventually collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't really it didn't really succeed as a national project.
Yeah.
And pre-industrialized India, they ended up abandoning that kind of state philosophy, like socialism, communism, more like Soviet influence, and kind of just went, more firmly with like market, market economy based system.
Yeah.
In both cases, like it didn't really like materialize, like their 5-year plans and that kind of strategy, and they both ended up abandoning that kind of like system of planning things.
Yeah.
But in any case, I do think it's important to have like some kind of plan.
Yeah.
Like near-term or long-term plan, just even if it's like a vague idea of like where you want to go, you still should have that kind of roadmap in your head.
True.
And at the very least, like a checklist of things that you would like to do, like or things you would like to get out of life. These are like important questions to like think about.
Yeah.
And for me, man, like one of them is definitely to live in different places, like places that are like culturally different and historically different. And they have like something unique to offer that I haven't experienced before.
Right.
Because I'm someone who gets bored of places real quick, and like I've only been in this country like 2 years, and I'm already starting to feel like, wow, man, this is starting to get kind of old,
Yeah.
Like on the one hand, it's comfortable and it's like it's predictable and it's like stable.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I want to experience something else, in the future.
Yeah.
And to be able to do that, I need to be able to have a job that allows me to, like earn money and travel at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just kind of exploring those career options for the next few years, like what kind of careers would allow me to do both of those things together.
Yeah. But man, I just want to say कि जो ये market based approach है कि हम अपने personal lives में भी वो काफ़ी accept करते हैं कि you have to change with whatever is being demanded. And दूसरी बात यह है कि I want to ask you, like, how long do you think it takes for you to completely like get a place? You know, like let's say you're traveling to an island that is not whitewashed, right? The entire culture is completely homogeneous, like Reunion.
Yep.
How long would you think you would need to be there to understand its culture?
Man, that's a solid question. I would say in the case of like Reunion or even Mauritius for that matter, because they're such small countries, right? Like Mauritius only has 1.2 million people.
That's quite a lot.
Reunion, honestly, it's tiny. Like I mean, I guess for an island, it could be a lot. But when you think that's like a whole country, like that's it. That's how many people they have.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, the whole country doesn't have more than 1.2 mil, and so in terms of like traveling the country, even geographically, it's very small.
Yeah.
It's pretty like you get to experience most of what it has to offer. Like if you really try, and in a few months you can like really get a place, like understand about like get a feel of like what the general culture of the place is, and kind of like the do's and don'ts of the place, and what like an average person's dreams and expectations look like in that kind of setting.
Yeah.
You like you start to understand those things in just a few months, I think, in a place like that. I mean, yeah, I would say so, man, for a few months.
Right. No, that's very interesting. But like, in terms of the jobs you're looking for, right? I think you're on to something there. कि ऐसे काफी even if they're not jobs, right? Like they're just ways to make money. You could do that.
Yeah,
like it doesn't have to be a 9 to 5. It could be like trading, because you are an econ major. Like it's pretty easy to trade or invest and make money while you are also traveling. So I think there's a lot of options in that kind of field as well. But even like basic IT or like anything that like accountancy can be done online as well. So there are a lot of basic options, and I know you're not looking for like being a CEO that travels. You're just looking for something to pay for food and decking. So there's a lot of options, man. I think you're not too far off.
No, man, and I think you hit the nail on the head with that one, like, because trading's one that I've thought of a lot, because I've already been investing since, like, 2016, so, like, about almost 8 years now. Like, in June, it's going to be 8 years,
Yeah.
And it's obviously only, like, it's not going to pay the bills or anything, like, at least not now. But, like, over the course of the next 2 years, I can, like, build it to where it'll be, like, a more predictable and, like, more stable source of income. And that's really something I want to do, man, because, like, I don't know, I could really be going, traveling, seeing other places, and, kind of going to places that we've always talked about.
Yeah.
Like, I really do want to experience that when I'm, like, in this age zone, and, have a lot of, like, energy and curiosity about the world, and, like, really want to see what the world has to offer. Like, I've probably told you this before, but, one of my big dreams is to, like, live and travel in Europe for a while.
Yeah.
And I can definitely do that, like, and then like the near future. But to be able to do that, I would need to have like something that's like, a stable source of income that's like paying for it.
Yeah.
And you're right, man. I do like to invest. Like, it's something I genuinely enjoy, honestly. Like, even just doing the research into companies and, like, valuing them, like kind of running like different models to like see if they're like good value, like if it's a good buy or not. So if it's a good buy or if it's good buy, you know.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh man. Dude, this just shows we're turning into dads, you know.
Yeah, kind of.
No, this is like it's I enjoy the whole process. Like you said, it's like you shouldn't get a destination preoccupation.
Yeah, nice.
Where you start to become obsessed with the destination. You really should do something where you enjoy the journey itself.
Yeah.
And you're spot on about that, you know. And I think that's been the case with investing for me too. Like, I enjoyed the whole process, like everything from, screening for investment opportunities, then finding a company that's like looks good, and then pulling up its financials, really running all the numbers and all the different models you can do, and seeing if it's like a good investment, and then finally running all the checks, like to see if it's like if they're like solvent, and if they'll be able to pay off their like debts, doing all of those kinds of checks too. It is an interesting kind of research process to do that and like look for opportunities, and then finally like when you get to the actual investing and you start making money, that feels good, because it's like, man, I just poured hours and hours of my time into really finding these, like, making a dream team, so to speak.
Yeah.
And when it finally pays off, it does feel good. Like that whole kind of like whole process of research, portfolio construction, and then finally like reaping the gains. So I can see myself doing that long term, and I will have to like build a portfolio though to get to that point. Like it's not big enough now where I can live off of it. But like in the near future, I can certainly get it to where it will be like sizable enough to be like to be paying the bills.
Yeah, but I was just thinking कि जब मैं in my like second job, right? There used to be a guy who worked in, it was a big group of companies, so there was a guy who worked in M&A, mergers and acquisitions, and what he'd do, right, is just financial analysis all day long. So बंदा की ये scene था कि like I'd have lunch meetings with the CEO from time to time, but when I didn't, it was him, right? कि हर lunch meeting उसकी थे कि बंदा सिर्फ मतलब brief करते जा रहा, and he's got a desk, he doesn't have to talk to anybody. All he does is come in every day and he's reviewing financial statements, right? But at the end of the year, the department that makes the most money is mergers and acquisitions, and it's just him. Like उसकी secretary भी नहीं है कि सिर्फ बंदा है. And it's something that like you can do that online. You can read financial statements on a beach if you want to. So I'm sure investment companies, and I'm not talking about like investment banks. I mean companies that have like an investment wing, not like BlackRock, but more like a holding company that has an investment branch. They're always looking for good buys, so that's definitely something you can do anywhere in the world.
Most def, man. And like if you have enough savings, then like you can definitely start like your own portfolio, manage your own personal portfolio, and if a little bit bigger where you feel like you could benefit from having clients, then not that I am interested in going in that direction. Like I don't think I would enjoy that as much, because let me explain what it is first. It's like a lot of people, they just start their own hedge funds from like their garage, They literally call it like a garage hedge fund. Because anyone can, in theory, start one. You know, you just need to like have some assets under management to start with.
Yeah.
And then just market yourself to clients, you know, and then just have like them invest with you and then grow from there. Obviously, it's a lot of work, and it's a very competitive sector, because you can imagine how many financial professionals there are out there. You know how many investment professionals there are who can market themselves as like investment experts, where it's like, hey, you can trust us to make investment decisions for you. Like people are trusting these guys with their hard-earned money, right? So it's like it is very competitive. People are really going to like be suspicious and like not trust you with their money, you know. But if you've already saved enough to where you have a good chunk of like sizable savings on your own name, you can definitely build a portfolio that's like where like the cash flow from it like starts to pay your bills, you know.
No, I agree. And like you said, it's very easy to get carried from managing a hedge fund to running a Ponzi scheme. You know, it's too easy. So...
It really is, man. Honestly, I honestly, if you look at hedge funds as an asset class, like as a group, they actually underperform the market by a lot, like by almost like 30%.
Yeah, you can just invest in the S&P and make better returns, you know.
Exactly, man. You put it perfectly, and in fact, I think even Warren Buffett, you know, who's sort of known as like one of the greatest investors of all time, even he's given the same investment advice that you did. And the best move is just to put your money in like an index fund that tracks the S&P 500.
Exactly.
And now chances are that's gonna pay better returns than like any of these other fancy financial products, you know.
Yeah, and I personally hate people like Bill Ackman and other, you know, hedge fund managers or any of those people, because I feel like they're too holier than thou, you know. Investment is not that hard. Like, it's not like you have to figure out something special. It's too glamoured up.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, that's so true. Like, it's just, I think they're just a little too up their own asses, you know? There's a lot of, like, money in that industry, and a lot of people who are, like, very narcissistic.
And I hate the guys betting against the market, you know, the short sellers. I really do hate them.
Dude, they can be very cocky and, like, arrogant. But honestly, man, they were all super smart guys, you know, who like made that trade. Because I read the book too, man. Before I love the movie. Don't get me wrong; it has like all of my favorite actors, which is so rare to see like a movie that has like combines all of my favorite cast, you know, like in The Big Short, man, like
Ryan Gosling,
the guy, and Christian Bale, man, as like
the $5 haircut, Supercuts.
Yeah, the lone trader, the guy who just lives in his office and listens to heavy metal. Dude, that's a real guy, man. Like that was pretty accurate, like what they portrayed of him.
Sure.
Because even in the book, you know, that's how they describe him. Like those are the things that he liked to do, where he would just be in his office and he would sit there all day, like 12, 14-hour days, and just look at the legal statements of companies that were in he would just like go over these documents for like, you know, hours at a time, just doing his due diligence on companies. And man, this is a guy who like market would have gone up maybe 10%. His portfolio went up like 150%.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So like, oh yeah, Michael Berry. That's what his name was.
Oh man, I'm surprised you remember that.
This one looks like another book, man, because it's such a good book, and the author is like a former Wall Street guy himself.
Right.
And man, he's been on Wall Street since like the OG days, you know. Like he's the one. If you remember the Liar's Poker.
Yeah.
Yeah, or Moneyball, you know.
Yeah, Moneyball. Dude.
Yeah, these are all by the same guy, like the guy who wrote The Big Short.
Yeah, legend.
Steve Carell is in the movie too, man. He plays like
that was
like
surprising.
An investment.
That was surprising.
Yeah, man. He plays like an investment manager, you know. But it was surprising, man, because you think of him as just a comedic kind of guy, you know.
Yeah,
and exactly, from The Office, and even from like the 40-Year-Old Virgin, you know.
Oh, dude, I hate that movie. It's so like where he works is something I remember to this day. Like मुझे सब याद है कि वो काम भी कहा करता. I hate that movie. कि काफी हमारे जिंदगी ऐसे चल रहा है.
Yeah, man, it was pretty cringe, you know, like looking back. I think there's that one scene where he gets waxed. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
one?
his chest hair, and that was real.
That was real?
Yeah,
what, dude?
That's his actual chest hair, yeah.
That's crazy, man. That scene just makes me cringe so hard because it just looks so painful, you know?
Yeah, true. Like, I would not do that for any amount of money. Like, I don't have a hairy chest, but like, you know, if I did, I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, me neither, man. There's other ways to get rid of it that are not that painful, you know?
Yeah, just shave it off. Like, it's not that hard, you know?
That's what I've never understood. Like, why would you, you know, go through the pain of doing that when it's like, when it's not that hard to get rid of it?
Yeah, exactly. To all the women who are not obviously listening to this, why wouldn't you just do that?
Man, and Steve Carell as well.
And Steve Carell, yeah. Who I'm surprised is that hairy. Like,
Man,
by the way, one of my pet peeves, men have hairy backs, yeah? So when they wear t-shirts, you can see like the back hair coming out from their t-shirt, and it really irks me, dude. Like,
yeah, that definitely irks me, man. Because I will say like
कुछ चीज होते हैं भाई.
Say, you know, that's exactly it. Because I was gonna tell you about a friend who had a ton of back hair. And man, like, so dude, this is a hilarious story, right? So he's a very hairy guy. He's like a hairy monster, you know.
Yeah.
He had so much back hair, and he happens to be Jewish, right? And there's a fraternity that's like traditionally Jewish.
Yeah.
Like the fraternity that he was in. Man, they like the frat boys. They all got together, and they you know, this is all like they had he agreed to this, but he shaved his back, but they made a Star of David with his back hair.
My God, the amount of hair you would need to have, buddy. Like,
dude, exactly, man. That's the thing. Like, they took a photo of his back after, and there was just a big Star of David made of hair.
God damn it, man. Like, बंदे की imagination मैं appreciate करता हूँ, मगर बंदे की situation नहीं.
वाकई यार, ये तो अनिल कपूर जितने बाल होंगे.
हाँ यार, अनिल कपूर वाले वाकई ऐसे ही.
यार वो कहते थे ना, लाफ्टर चैनल में there was a joke that अनिल कपूर के इतने बाल हैं कि जब वो नाई की दुकान में जाता है तो नाई ये नहीं कहता सर बैठिए, वो कहता है सर लेटिए.
Nice. So nice, buddy. But like, in all honesty, like in terms of personal hygiene, it really irks me. Like, I don't know what it is. I don't know कि बंदिया की क्या preference है, but like me personally, I get judged a lot for being shaved, and मैं तो काफी मतलब इस तरह shaved हूँ कि if you've seen me wear shorts, I've like pretty much no hair anyway. Yeah, it's all just shaved. And that comes from like Muay Thai, from bodybuilding, वो gym के हिसाब से आ गई. But once I started shaving, I couldn't go back. You know what I mean? It feels very dirty, like to have body hair.
It really does, man. It just hairless is the way to go, man. You know. I remember there's that line from Wolf of Wall Street where this guy Leonardo is talking to his dad, right? And he's kind of telling him about the girls and how they are these days. And he's like, now they're
fully shaved.
They're bald from his exact words are they're bald from the eyebrows down.
Nice.
Literally no hair from eyebrows down. You know, no pit hair, no pubic hair, no hair on their legs. And he's like, they're bald from the eyebrows down. I was like, bro, this guy. And then his dad is kind of just telling him about how, you know, in his day, like, women just had the bush, you know, that's just how it was. And it's just a hilarious scene, you know, they're like discussing this generational gap of how like that's really like changed, you know, and back then it was quite common, man. Even if you watch Seinfeld, man, those guys are all like hairy dudes, you know?
Yeah, dude, George Costanza is like proper hairy, dude.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld as well. Kramer is so hairy.
Kramer is another story, man, yeah. But like buddy, like I don't know if you've seen people with forearms that have like hair curled on top, you know what I mean? It's like an additional forearm on top of your forearm. You can't see your
definitely.
If you like pour some water on it, you can like braid it a little bit, I think.
Oh my god. Yeah, man, lots of people, man, I've seen like that, and often they're like light skin. I've seen when they have like a lot of hair like that on their forearms.
Yeah.
And it looks kind of strange, man, like very like pale skin, and then they just have like they look like a berry, you know, with
यार वाकई और यार मैं ना लड़कियों की ये सब नोटिस करता हूँ and like it's very annoying कि very often Shera has called me out for not being PC on shit like this because apparently women are choosing to grow out hair and that's all fine, just be hygienic, you know, but यार मैं सब कुछ नोटिस करता हूँ कि if they have hair on like the, you know, you have your hands and like right underneath the knuckles you can have hair and things like that. जब मैं इस बार मुल्क गया था ना कि मैं एक टोल पर खड़ा था और मैं I have folded sleeves, मैं उसको पैसे दे रही थी, दूसरे तरफे बंदी थी, वो मुझसे पैसे ले रहा है. तो I held my hand there for a while and I said to Shera, look, and she's like, क्या देखो भाई? She's like, just look at our hands, and like मैं जो मर्द हूँ मेरा पूरा clean shaved है और उसकी पूरी यार ये बैर वाली बाल है. तो हाँ यार, मतलब काफी आइकॉनिक इमेजरी है 2023 की जो हिसाब चल रहा है.
But no, man, I know what you mean. Like it's for me as well. It's more of a hygiene thing, you know. I just feel cleaner when I'm like like hairless, you know. Even just hair on my head, man. Like nowadays, I just like go for a buzz cut.
Yeah, very Brad Pitt from Ocean's 11.
Yeah, man, and like I prefer to just keep it on the shorter side, so it's like over the minute.
Yeah.
Because man, I had a fro for a long time, right? Like for many years.
Yeah.
And it was always just, it was always like a task and a half to like keep it the way it was.
Yeah.
And also to just keep it clean.
Yeah.
Whereas now, like I prefer to just keep it like, you know, get a standard number 4, number 5, and then just not have to, you know, worry about how it looks.
Yeah, I remember your fro had like a bounce of its own, you know, कि बंदा तो हिल नहीं रहे मगर बाल तो हिल रहा है. But
yeah, dude, like Malinga, right? And for shit like that. You're right, especially while bowling and cricket, it would just start bouncing, and then you're right, man. But it's like it was mostly for like just peace of mind, you know. It's I could maintain it, but it would take like an extra hour a day, you know.
हाँ, समझ आता हूँ कि मेरी यही हालत है भाई। मेरी जो घर पर खाला आता है ना, कभी कभी जो भी है, पूछते हैं मुझसे कि यार अब बाल मतलब बढ़ाने के लिए क्या कर रहा। तो मैं उससे कहता हूँ कि यार मैं कुछ नहीं कर रहा, यूँ बढ़ते जा रहे हैं। एंड लाइक आई नोटिस दिस रिसेंटली, जो भी मेरी ख़ानदान की बंदियाँ है उसकी हिसाब से भी ज़्यादा बड़ा तो मेरा बाल है भाई।
कमाल
पता नहीं क्यों।
Man, that's dope,
I feel like I am at some points. I got so annoyed by women claiming, you know, it's really hard to be a woman, that I decided to just do the things that they complain about to show them it's not that hard, you know. बाल बढ़ाई, मतलब पूरा full shaved है, पता नहीं भाई मुझे किसको क्या सिखाना है, मतलब पूरे फजूल है.
Man, first saying that, I mean, those are good genes though, man, because this is around the age that many people start balding.
Yeah.
And like it's already happening to many people I know, like who are around our age, you know, they've started to lose hair. And like some of them are already thinking of, you know, like how am I going to, yeah, something like that, you know. And a couple of my friends, man, are like fully bald now, you know, like they're doing like the Andrew Tate look now because they just or the Vin Diesel, you know.
Yeah.
You know,
यार ये बॉल्ड बंदे क्यों हमेशा टॉक्सिक होता है भाई?
यार Vin Diesel, Andrew Tate, other from kids.
Yeah, dude, what? True.
या अनुपम खेर को ऐसे कई लोग कहते हैं कि बजट वाला Vin Diesel.
Slightly out of shape, but like men's condition. Nice.
Oh भाई बड़ा funny scene था यार. But he was so good in that movie, man. Costa.
He was.
And Bennett like Beckham too, man. Do you remember that one?
Yeah, dude. Do you know who I was surprised that I didn't notice? कि मैं छोटे उम्र में फिल्म देखा था. Keira Knightley was in it, and I kind of forgot.
Yeah, that's right. She plays on the same team as the you know, Jesse.
Jesse, हाँ. तो यार Keira Knightley is like known as the English Rose. काफी है वैसे. मैं आपकी भाभी को भी ये बुलाता हूँ. So it was a good movie.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, dude, she had a good role in the movie because she and Jasminda, like, or Jesse, they like the same. They like their coach, right?
Yeah.
They like the same guy.
Yeah.
So then they have like a falling out because of that, you know? Because then, because the guy likes Jesse more, you know? I mean, he likes her a bit.
Which is like where I think, you know, the movie's slightly fictional. ये कौन सा बंदा है?
Yeah, पहले यार, you know who the creator or the director of the movie was?
No.
Do you know Gurinder Chadha?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was her, man.
No
who
way.
made the movie?
No way.
And yeah, dude, I swear, and man, it was based in like in South Hall.
Yeah, South Hall. Yeah.
Yeah, which is dope, man. I mean, that's we touched on this a little bit the last time too.
Bradford, South Hall.
Yeah, and also just, you know how back then, like, there's a lot more music that used to come out of there. And the same went for movies as well, man. Like, there were 2 movies in our time that were based there. One that was huge, man. Bennett like Beckham.
Yeah.
But wait, which Akshay Kumar one?
Dude,
Namaste London.
I don't know if it's Namaste London, but he plays cricket for England, and Anushka Sharma is also in that movie.
Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
They live in South Hall.
Yeah, okay, that's right. I haven't seen that one, but I've heard some songs from it, and I remember it was big back then, you know?
Yeah. What was the other one?
Yeah, that's right. Dude, the other one, and like, it was a pretty low budget one. I felt like it could have been better. The production quality could have been better.
Yeah.
But I still liked it, man, which is weird, but it was done on good.
Dude, I've seen it. I agree with, you know, I also think the casting should have been better, but like, I agree with you. It's a good movie.
Yeah, man, because I like John Ibrahim. Fuck, bro. I just called him John Ibrahim.
बंदा तो मुसलमान लगते कभी कभी। तो इब्राहिम साहब ने काफी मतलब एक्टिंग तो काफी की मगर बॉडी तो वो फुटबॉलर वाले नहीं है भाई।
सही बात है यार, but yeah man, him and Bipasha were like a couple in the movie, right? And they were a couple in real life too back then. और बहुत fight scene था यार, you know, it was like Arshad Warsi and him have like this kind of like tension between them, and you know he ends up like dating his sister and shit, you know.
यार अरशद वारसी तो कमाल की बंदा है भाई, कुछ भी कर सकता है।
Fuck yeah, he's so good, man. Even since like any role that I've seen him in, he's like such a naturally good actor. Munna Bhai mein to tha hi yaar. Even in Halchal, he was so funny.
True.
If you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say, man, Dhandanadan Gol, you know, it's like because I like a lot of the actors in the movie. John Abraham for sure, and then also Bowman Irani was their coach.
Yeah. Bowman Irani is good.
He's amazing, man, for sure, you know, and it's like any role that he's done has been amazing, even if the movie itself was okay.
Yeah.
He's always done a great job at But I was gonna say, man, it used to be quite big in media back then, like even artists, like, you know, all of these guys, Jay Sean, Juggy D, Rishi Rich, all three of them are from Southall.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, man, there was so much like music and like media that used to come out of there back then.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's all shifted to like, at least in Punjabi, you know, it's all shifted to like Brampton and Surrey.
Yeah, which is surprising.
Yeah, man, I miss the UK days, bro. Like those were, you know, it was pretty cool to see these guys. Like, if you ever hear Jay Sean talk, man, he has like the most British accent when he speaks English.
Yeah.
But as soon as he switches to Punjabi, it's like he's like from the village, you know.
Yeah, Pindagi.
It's pura pind, yeah, full pind. It's like, it's pretty neat to see that, you know. It's like even Rishi Sunak, man, their prime minister.
Yeah.
He speaks Punjabi as well.
I'm not surprised, but do you know what surprised me about Rishi Sunak is he's only 5'7".
Are you serious? He looks pretty tall.
Yeah, that's because you only see like his upper torso in pictures.
Makes sense, man. But that's really short, dude. Because like he seems like as tall as, you know, Hassan Minaj. That's like how tall he appears in like the pictures.
True. I think it's because he's lean.
That makes sense. Yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. You know. Because Salman looks short even on camera, but that's usually because he's standing next to someone like a tall actress, you know.
Hamesha.
Oh man, and Papu Guard Don Sala. You know that was about him, right?
Yeah. Had to be. But bhai wo mante nahi bhai.
Oh भाई सही में यार, I'm surprised भाई ने उनकी गांड नहीं मारी।
हाँ यार, और भाई की फैंस भी नहीं मानते।
Yeah, क्योंकि they literally call him Salah, you know. I'm like यार, अरे भाई के साथ तो यार कोई ऐसी बात नहीं कर सकता।
कैसे कह सकता है, हमारे तो जान है। I'm scared somebody's going to take this seriously भाई।
नहीं वाकई यार, हमारा एक दोस्त होता था जो एक जमाने में वाकई he was a Salman Khan fan, you know.
हाँ मतलब मुकम्मल।
But वो भी अब he's grown out of it. और मुझे याद है एक दफा मैंने उससे पूछा था, bro, what happened, you know, like and he's like, I was like, when did you stop being a fan? And he's like, basically when I grew up.
but that's not true also. कि हम यार मतलब 24 की उम्र पर ये बात कर रहा था, तो I think you know like मुझे समझ आ गई कि वो भी ईद के दिन में मतलब घर पे बैठना सीख गई, but I think that was when Kick came out कि वो तो तंग हुआ। उसकी बाद मतलब सारे फैंस तो इकट्ठे नहीं थे, पता नहीं क्या हुआ।
नहीं सही में यार, मतलब पता नहीं यू नो बजरंगी भाईजान तक तो, लेकिन बजरंगी भाईजान जब आई थी सब दीवाने हो गए थे
हाँ
फिर
यार
से उसके।
वो तो ठीक था यार, अच्छी फिल्म था।
बिल्कुल बिल्कुल यार, I mean it was cute, you know, like the girl especially, like she stole so many hearts, you know, like with her role.
Yeah.
Man, and it was cute, man, the whole movie, but I agree the whole purpose of the movie was to make him look good.
Yeah.
Like cuz it was close to his case, right, when it was coming up.
Yeah. True.
And they really did want to create just like a positive image of him in the media. And yeah, man, I mean, this is just like a lot of movies we don't realize how much of it is like propaganda. Intended to just make the guy, propaganda, exactly, man. Just intended to make the guy look good.
बंदे के शायद और केसेस था तो अच्छे एक्टर निकलते हुए।
Gosh यार, पर पता है पुराना सलमान खान अच्छा होता है जब when he was like pretty skinny, you know?
हाँ, जो हम आपकी है कौन उस जमाने में कि
जी बिल्कुल अंदाज अपना में भी
काफी बेवकूफ लगता था मगर अच्छे था।
जी बिल्कुल यार, I mean और जुड़वा में भी काफी फनी था वैसे।
हाँ यार, जुड़वा में यार उसकी हरकत देखकर ही मतलब हंसी आता है।
और ब्रो वो याद है आपको हेलो ब्रदर?
यार हेलो ब्रदर मुझे आज भी पता नहीं कि ये फिल्म की मकसद क्या है। मतलब मैं सिर्फ कहने लगते हेलो ब्रदर, मैं सिर्फ कहने लगते, मुझे आज तक पता नहीं कि फिल्म क्या है।
हेलो ब्रदर, ये उसका वो गाना नहीं था आपको याद होगा?
हाँ यार,
हटा सावन की घटा
यार वाकई वही मशहूर था
यार, क्या कितना मशहूर था ब्रो में। पर क्या मूवी थी ब्रो, पर वो उसमें यार एक चीज बड़ी मशहूर हुई थी ना, and Emma and I would talk about this song। स्वाद भाई कहते थे बंदे को कि मैं तेरी पूंगी बजा दूंगा।
यार बहुत shit, so weird, so dumb।
Oh bro, I don't know how he has such a big fan following।
इतने घटिया ह्यूमर सेंस था उस फिल्म के। और यार मुझे पता नहीं कि बंदे की इंटरव्यू मैंने देखी है और दोनों बंदे ने कहा कि यार ये एडिटिंग में भी हमें लगा कि सुपर हिट हो जाएंगे। तो मैं सोच रहा था ये तू कौन है भाई, पहली बार फिल्म देख रहा है क्या?
कमाल ब्रो, मतलब ये तो यकीन नहीं सकता इतना कॉन्फिडेंस के लोग कहाँ जाएंगे।
हाँ यार, मुझे ये कॉन्फिडेंस चाहिए भाई, ये चाहिए।
But yeah, well, he was known for that kind of stuff, you know. Like he made a lot of movies that were like total for the up, you know.
Yeah. वाकई मतलब यार चलता था, मुझे ये समझ नहीं आता कि क्यों चलता था, मतलब चलता था
बहुत आगे, पर अभी भी चलता है यार। वही मुझे यकीन नहीं होता कि इस तरह the amount of money his movies make, you know?
कैसे भाई कि कौन इतना मतलब तरक्की नहीं चाह रहा है कि कुछ अच्छा देख लो भाई।
पता नहीं यार कि ऐसी लुलियाब फिल्में इतनी कामयाब कैसे हो जाती है।
यार वाकई मैं अगर मुझे पैसे देते तो मैं ये देखते नहीं भाई, और लोग खुद की पैसे खर्च करके, और जिसके पास उतना पैसे ही नहीं है वो पैसे खर्च कर ये देख रहा है, कौन है भाई?
कसम से यार, ये तो मैंने अक्सर मैं सोचता हूँ कि लोग यार they spend like their hard-earned money to watch these movies, you know?
हाँ, पैसे की इज्जत करना जरूर है भाई।
और अपने वक्त की भी यार, आप ये भी तो सोचें कि आपका वक्त कितना ज़ाया हो रहा है, मतलब जिंदगी के 3 घंटे जो आपको कभी दोबारा वापस नहीं मिलेंगे।
हाँ यार वाकई मतलब वो फिल्म देखने के बाद शायद मैं फिल्म ही देखना छोड़ता है।
सही में यार। पर पता है 3 Idiots जो है मैंने थिएटर में देखी थी, And मुझे यार, I found it very like, you know, it really resonated with me.
Yeah.
And Amir Khan की यार I used to be a Shah Rukh Khan fan एक ज़माने में. और अभी भी यार I still like his old movies, and you know, like the ones that we grew up on, especially, you know, Badshah, खासकर Badshah मेरी बहुत, it's one of my favorites, you know. और कुछ कुछ होता है, or you know, all of his old classics. और कल हो ना हो तो खासकर यार, it's just an amazing movie, you know. But despite that, man, I I respect Amir Khan's work more in the sense that he's done movies that have always been like about raising awareness around an important cause, you know. Like 3 Idiots, man, it really resonated with me because like there was so much pressure on us when we were in school, like to you know, to do well, and you could see how that could like really take a toll on someone, you know. And that used to happen all the time, like it still does, where you know, there are kids at engineering colleges, especially in like Kota and stuff, you know. At like coaching centers, like people who are like training for the JEE, and training for the IIT entrance, you know, and you'll see that so many of them like commit suicide, and they often like have guys like Bowman Irani in the movie, you know, who was like the no nonsense like chancellor who like really grills the students and is, you know, not hesitant to like embarrass them and humiliate them and really like treat them like they're just, you know, a number. And it is a real thing that so many people go through, sadly. And in the education system. And it was the first movie like ever, man, when you think about how tragic a thing it is, like, and how tragically common it is. It's just crazy to think, man, it was the first movie that like actually drew attention to it, and really like brought people's awareness to like, you know, the human impact of such a toxic education system.
I agree, man. And it was like 2009 2010, तो हमारे वो ज़माना था. और मैंने भी फिल्म देखा, और यार ये जो आमिर का कैरेक्टर काफ़ी इंस्पायरिंग था. मगर यार बात ये है कि मैं ऐसे एक यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़ा था जो, मतलब यही हकीकत है कि मतलब 1 बिलियन पॉपुलेशन की सबसे टॉप बंदे वहाँ आते हैं, और वहाँ आने के लिए मर के पड़ता है, सही. और हमारे वहाँ यार मुझे याद है कि मैं वहाँ पहुँचने की 2 महीने में पहले सुसाइड हुए. और यार हमारे साल की बंदा था, और हमें कोई फ़र्क ही नहीं पड़ा यार कि हमने मतलब जनाजे पढ़ा, और उसके बाद हमारी लाइफ तो नॉर्मल चल रहा था. मेरे जो क्लास में एक बंदा बैठता था कि मैं जैसे बताया मैं सबसे पीछे बैठता था, मगर ये बंदे की साथ कोई बैठता नहीं था कि काफ़ी वियर्ड बंदा था, एंटी डिप्रेसेंट्स पे था, और मतलब कामयाब तो था, उसकी जीपीए तो अच्छे थे, मगर उसकी साथ कोई बैठता नहीं था. तो जब मैं ज़्यादा आवाज़ें बनाता हूँ तो मतलब जैसे स्कूल वाले हरकतें, तो लेक्चरर बताते यार यहाँ आगे आ जाओ, तो मैं इसके साथ कभी कभी बैठता था. मेरे काफ़ी अच्छे राब्ते थे, वो मुझे काफ़ी मानता था, और जहाँ से मैं हूँ वो भी वहाँ से है. और एक दिन हमने ये सुना, मैं तो घर पे था, तो सुना कि यार बंदे ने अपने ख़ुद की मतलब जान ले ली. तो यार सब आ गई, मतलब जो हमारे हर दोस्त है आ गई, मगर हमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा यार. उसके बाद हम तो खाने गए, मतलब सिर्फ दूसरा अगला प्लान क्या है, मतलब बंदे इतने इमोशनली स्टंटेड हो जाते हैं वो इससे, मतलब ये नॉर्मल, इट्स द न्यू नॉर्मल, यू नो. एंड मैं तो काफ़ी यार मेरे जो यूनिवर्सिटी के वक्त था, मिनिमम लाइक 20 सुसाइड्स तो हुए थे, और हमें कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ा.
नहीं यार, ये तो मैं समझ सकता हूँ, क्योंकि बड़ी यार आम बात हो जाती है ऐसे माहौल में ना, जहाँ जहाँ इतनी it's such a frequent occurrence.
हाँ यार.
People become like so desensitized to it, unfortunately. Like unless you were like really close to the person, man, like you just kind of move on. Like it just it's the sad reality of it, and especially if you're in a place like Kota, like at a coaching center. Like they send you sometimes when you're in grade 10, they send you right like off those 2 years you're just training for the IIT entrance exam. At those colleges, man, suicides are so common that like people don't even like stop to think about it. They just like they just feel like this is just part of life.
It's also
but still, man, like
stigmatized, man. It's seen as a sign of weakness if you sympathize with it. The way I thought of it is you have to think of them as the weeds, being removed, as like the weaklings who couldn't make it. So if you sympathize with them, you're a loser. That's why people don't do it either.
That's true, man. There is a stigma around that still, and even though it's, I think the ones to blame are the ones who like pressured them at such a young age, because man, when you're young, especially when you're a teenager, right, you're still at an age when your brain is developing and you're still like growing as a person. Like you're not fully developed like adult at that age, right? Like and your brains are still like growing and still forming, and if you put someone through the stress of like long-term fear and just the psychological stress of like like yaar aapko ye karna hi hai, like we have to, this is just something you have to do at any cost. If you have that pressure on you from such a young age, man, it definitely affects how your brain develops. And because your brain is not developing under the normal conditions, like it has this external like stressor on it at all times. And that shapes how you turn out as you grow older, and unfortunately some people are just cursed with like a toxic environment, and anyone, even the strongest person can succumb to that, just like a extremely toxic environment that they can't escape even if they wanted to.
I've been a part of this. मैं इस महफिल का हिस्सा था भाई, और मुझे हमेशा लगा था कि मेरे तो मतलब अगर मैं क्लियर भी नहीं किए कि मेरे बैकअप ऑप्शंस थे भाई, मगर जो मजबूरी से करता है उसकी यार कुछ और चीज़ होता है कि like I'm telling you for 2 years it's like every hour counts, और यार उस तरफ पे हम जी नहीं सकते कि like I told you, मेरे उतना भी ज़रूरी नहीं था ये सब करने के लिए. मैं सिर्फ अपने आप को बर्बाद करने के लिए किया था. but like अगर आप सोचे कि मैं भी सिर्फ दिन में 2 घंटे सोता था कि यार कैसे ज़िंदगी है ये, कि उसकी बाद मैं जैसे कहा ना, मैं जब तक यूनिवर्सिटी गया सिर्फ कुछ बाकी नहीं था, सिर्फ अयाशी करने थे, कि ऐसे बर्न आउट होता है बंदा. मैं फिर आज भी उससे रिकवर नहीं की भाई, कि मेरे जो आँख है ना, 2-3 निशाने हैं उसमें जो उस ज़माने की है, कि मैंने सही से सोया नहीं, ये सब मतलब जो भी मेरी खूबसूरतियाँ है वो उस ज़माने से बर्बाद हो गई.
ये मैं समझ सकता हूँ यार, क्योंकि मेरी ज़िंदगी में भी यार ऐसे कोई दौर आए हैं जब I was just working a little too hard for my own good, and you can see like the impact that's left on my parents as well, just आँख के नीचे आपको ऐसा नजर आता है कि this guy had a lot of sleepless nights, at some point. But नहीं यार, ये तो मैं इसके बारे में अक्सर सोचता हूँ, क्योंकि anything where if you've spent like a significant amount of time doing something, it's going to leave like an impact on you, and often that impact is like
negative.
Physical, you know.
Yeah, physical also, but man, the like for example, when I said I slept for 2 hours for 2 years, yeah. जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी गया था मैं तो यार मेरे एक निकनेम और मेरे काफ़ी निकनेम्स थे एक था स्लीपिंग ब्यूटी कि मैं 1 बजे तक उठता नहीं था भाई कि सिर्फ सोते रहता मतलब इतना हिसाब बाकी था मेरी ज़िंदगी में सबसे खूबसूरत वक्त मैं यूनिवर्सिटी में सोकर गुजरी भाई कि इतना मतलब काफ़ी थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री है तो यू नो सिर्फ फैन है और ये आपको पता है वहाँ की जो बेड्स होते हैं उतना कंफर्टेबल भी नहीं होते और सिंगल बेड था हमारे तो फिर भी यार मैं आसानी से 11 घंटे तो सोता एक स्ट्रेच में
कमाल यार नहीं आपका डेफिसिट भी रहा होगा ना इतने साल का तो
हाँ यार काफी
आपको तो जरूरत थी वैसे पर नहीं यार शुक्र है कि ये हमारा लाइफ का वो हिस्सा जो है ना वो गुजर गया जब मैं सोचता हूँ ब्रो बोर्ड एग्जाम्स और ये सब में भी हमें कितना डराया था टीचर्स ने पेरेंट्स ने कोई फर्क पड़ा ब्रो कुछ कोई भी नहीं पूछता उसके बारे में कि आपके 10th में या 12th में क्या रिजल्ट आया था
यार मुझे लोग ये भी नहीं पूछते कि यूनिवर्सिटी कौन से गए थे सिर्फ यकीन करता हूँ कि मैं इंजीनियर हूँ ये भी नहीं पूछते मैं कहीं भी जा सकता था भाई जो मेरे घर के सामने छोटे वाले यूनिवर्सिटी है वहाँ भी जा सकता था कोई फर्क नहीं
सही में यार मतलब लोगों को लन फर्क पड़ता है
हाँ यार सिर्फ जो कहने में अच्छे लगते हैं ना बंदा यहाँ पढ़ता है उसके लिए कि हम यार हमारे लिए नहीं किसी और के लिए
जी यार पर एक बात तो है ब्रो जो बिल्कुल टॉप की जो यूनिज है ना जैसा आपका हार्वर्ड हो गया या MIT हो गया स्टैनफोर्ड प्रिंसटन ऑक्सफोर्ड कैम्ब्रिज इनका तो एक लेवल है यार कि अगर आप वहाँ गए हो ना तो you can get a job that's like way out of your pay grade, you know, and that even if you're way underqualified for a job, a lot of employers will hire you just because you went to like one of these like prestigious schools, you know, because they're truly like something else, you know, like they're a level above like normal schools. Just the sheer number of like Nobel Prize winners they produce, for example, or like the sheer number of like innovative thinkers they produce, you know. I have a buddy who went to Harvard,
right.
And I remember, man, she was 21, right? And she was like studying abroad in Australia, like that's how we met. She was there for like over a year, just like studying abroad and also just like working there. And I kid you not, man, like she applied for this opening for like a chief financial officer, like CFO, right?
Yeah.
Of a company. They were hiring someone like they just, you know, I think the previous CFO had stepped down.
Right.
And they legit hired her, man, like a 21-year-old who like wasn't even in finance, you know, like she was studying economics. And they full hired her to run the company's like financial department.
Man, that is absolutely crazy. But I would see, you know, how that could work. But we're almost at the hour mark. This was the third one. What do you want to call this one? What do you reckon?
What should we call it? What was the big theme here, man?
I don't know.
The one unifying theme.
Yeah, we don't have too many unifying themes today. We started with 5-year plans. We're at CFOs.
Exactly, man. No theme.
We did 3 idiots. We did a lot of things. Suicides.
Yeah, dude. Let's call it Taleem or mutaala.
Taleem or mutaala ka nice, man.
Wait. How about Taleem ka mutaala?
Nice. Oh, dude, I feel like this is always happening. कि आपको कुछ वक्त दे दे तो बेहतरीन ही होते जाते हैं।
ऐसा अक्सर होता है यार, you know, पता नहीं, I've always loved coming up with like creative, you know,
Titles, yeah.
like, help.
But this has been episode 3 of season 2 of the Pointless Stories with Karsh and FS. Karsh, you want to name this one? I forgot what it was. Yeah. Taleem?
Taleem ka mutaala.
Nice.